Life is funny sometimes. And then other times it's very, very, very not funny. If life was always good and funny, you get bored of it, right? So life has to be a little miserable. And then the good makes the good moments really shine.
Back.
I'm just pontificating on my theory of life.
We've seen things that no one has seen before.
We've seen things out there.
We've seen things that most people could never understand.
And we've seen things too.
You don't know, man. You weren't there.
You'd be surprised the likes of which we have seen. Don't be so quick to say everything's the likes of which we haven't seen. We've seen things the likes of which you probably haven't seen yourself.
Is that a challenge?
Hello, how you doing? I'm Matt. I'm here with my buddy Zach. Zach, say hi.
Hi!
We're two indie filmmakers who co-founded the Breakneck Film Race, a quarterly film race where we encourage like-minded folks, such as ourselves, to experiment and hone our craft by making a short film over the span of a week. In addition to that, we also started a podcast called We've Seen Things, where we talk about movies and the movies we've seen and the things that inspire us, and along with a few other bells and whistles that we're going to be introducing into this episode. But before we get into that, Zach, how you doing today, buddy?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just trying to, be the captain to my own ship, if you will.
What's the name of your ship?
The SS Zach. Like my body is the ship. Myself is the ship.
Your body, yeah. It's your vessel. It's your.
It's my vessel, right? I should have said vessel. It's my vessel. I'm trying to be, in control of my life more. But I'm saying this for no reason. The only reason I'm saying this is because I'm wearing this hat. Nothing has changed. I'm not doing anything different. I'm good. Anyway, that's the short answer. I'm good. How are you, Matt?
I am doing all right now, but if you asked me that a week ago, I'd say I'm knee deep in the COVID blues, which really fucking sucked.
Oh, you said you got sick during your last film race. You got COVID?
I got COVID. So for those who are listening to this and want a little more context, we had our fourth Breakneck Film Race the last week of May. On the very last day, it was a trying production for me, at least. And the very last day of it, before the deadline, I caught COVID. And I didn't realize it at the time. I just had a really bad headache. And I was just sneezing and coughing pretty regularly while trying to sit there and edit and realize what pickup shots I needed. On top of that, I also had to cut my hair for the role. And so I had to go schedule all these things out and also go into the set that was not made for people who like to breathe air. A lot of dust particles flying around in it. So I finished it. It's not presentable yet. And I just went through the last week and a half of recovering from that. So now I'm doing better. Now life is back on track.
Are you sure?
No. Let's move on. I'm going to establish what's going on in this episode. So in the spirit,
I prefer wintergreen.
I want to shake things up a bit. We talk briefly about the movies that inspire us. That's a usual thing we do on here. That's arguably up to this point has been the centerpiece of it. And we're still going to do that. We're going to talk about a film that Zach is really excited to talk about, Unfrosted. He was like, Matt, please watch this film and look for inspiration so you can force me to watch it.
That's not what happened. That's not the reality of the conversation that we had.
Not
by any means.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So, but we're also not going to focus a whole lot on it this time because I want to try two new things. First off, after we talk about Unfrosted, I want to deviate and play a little movie-themed trivia game for Zach. He doesn't know really anything about what he's getting himself into, but I think he's going to have a blast. And if anybody's listening to this, you may have a blast as well playing along.
I hope you don't make me look like an idiot because you're putting me on the spot. I mean, I'm pretty good at movie trivia, but that me saying that, I'm going to fucking blow it. I guarantee it. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. No shame either way. It's all just a game. And then we're going to wrap things up by highlighting a short film produced for the Breakneck Film Race. And it's going to be one that Zach made for this episode as we're, trying things out. We want to incorporate the film race a little bit more and also just kind of explore more of the craft of filmmaking, even if it's with ideas that we kind of pulled out of our ass at the last minute or things that were more thought through. It all depends. But before we get into that, Zach, do you have any film news?
We've lived many lives, you and I. We've seen things that most people could never understand.
The Summer Game Fest, did you see any of that? I mean, this is a video game, but it ties in. Did you watch any of the Summer Game Fest stuff?
Pretty much watched the main Summer Game Fest, and I skimmed through the Xbox and the PC Gamer showcases.
It's interesting that Blumhouse is starting a video game studio.
Yeah, a couple of those really caught my eye. There's
The one with like the porcelain doll faces or whatever that was, like the statues. It was like a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
That looked pretty fucking cool. I mean, it's interesting to see movies aren't maybe doing as well as studios want them to be doing right now, obviously. So it's interesting to see ways that they're maybe trying to adapt, and they see video games as maybe the next untapped market. And I wonder if more, because there's already a few, movie studios that produce games.
Yeah.
So I wonder if more studios are going to be kind of inclined to maybe start to try to navigate those waters and make maybe games that would kind of complement the studio. Like obviously Blumhouse is going to make fucked up horror games.
I did like the brief showcase that Blumhouse had for their games. For research purposes on my pilot, I've been sort of more and more curious about the cozy game genre, and I know they're releasing a cozy game, like horror take on there.
What is cozy game?
Oh, like farming simulators and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard other things too. Plenty of other things. Strange, funny noises. And we've seen things too.
We're going to talk about a film that inspired me called Unfrosted. It was directed by Jerry Seinfeld. And truth be told, when I told Zach I was so inspired by this movie that I wanted him to see it, it really was just for one reason. So I think we're going to have a quick episode here.
In the early 1960s, the American morning was defined by milk and cereal. And the two undisputed giants of the cereal world were Kellogg's and Post.
Major news from the breakfast world. The Post Cereal Company has reportedly invented a shelf-stable fruit pastry breakfast product.
No.
Yeah.
Boy.
So I've been working on, my story, Here Comes the Sun, right? And a whole thing that's going to make that work comedically is having the protagonist, which, spoiler, is a son who, in my mind, at the time when I wrote the script, I wanted Gilbert Gottfried to play the son. And I thought that would have been the best casting ever.
He's dead as fuck. So
I know. I wrote this like 2 months prior to him dying. It hit hard. Because I was like, this would have been the best thing I ever would have casted. But nonetheless, the idea is that the son interacts with a lot of just different human beings from a distance, obviously. And I think what kind of makes that compelling, I think, is putting a character in the centerpiece who is just fun to see them go into all these different scenarios and talk to all these different actors. Now, I'm not saying that Jerry Seinfeld's character was very compelling. There was like a moment or two I laughed at. And I won't say Melissa McCarthy knocked me off my socks. Jim Gaffigan, I think I was consistently a fan of seeing him do his things on camera. And Amy Schumer, I thought she was a fun, quirky villain.
But was she a villain? Like there was no...
Yeah, she was the villain.
There was no conflict in the fucking movie.
Yeah, there were two companies competing to create the first thing. That's the conflict.
The reason that I said that, like, I didn't feel any conflict in the movie, because right in the beginning, clearly show that Kellogg's has way more draw than the other brand that Amy Schumer runs. Like, they sweep the awards, they have more, whatever, people buying their cereal. It's like they don't set up a good conflict. And then you have a weird thing with, like, Jim Gaffigan and her dating secretly, and I'm just like, where the fuck is this movie going? The only part of the movie that I actually laughed at was that scene where he's like at his desk, like when he's like, what does he say? He's like, I get to drink as much as I want because I pay all the goddamn bills or whatever. Talking about his wife.
Character was really good.
That shit was hilarious. I would watch it again for the Walter Cronkite scenes.
I'm also painting very broad strokes because I'm talking about the inspiration connection. I'm not here to say if it's a good or bad movie just yet. But once I saw her in the same room having a conversation with Dean Norris, who played, like, I don't even think it's a spoiler, it's more of a cameo he takes where he plays a... But once I got to that scene and once I saw that altercation come across, I was like, I think I could learn a tour thing from this because there's just a lot of actors who just day play on this film. If you think about it.
They're doing favors for Big Jerry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was cameos from everyone, because of Jerry Seinfeld's pull in Hollywood, but I don't understand why he has pull, because he was in fucking Seinfeld. Since Seinfeld, the only thing that Jerry has done that has worth any value is maybe Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And that was like a web series. It wasn't even like a...
I did like that. I'm not a Seinfeld guy.
Yeah, and Jerry, it's not like Jerry was the creator of that show by any means either. It was Larry David.
Or I thought they were like co-creators.
Yeah, but when Jerry doesn't have Larry David, you could feel the lack of comedy.
It's funny and sad because I was gonna then follow it up with saying I liked Curb Your Enthusiasm a lot.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though, I think, like you said, his pull comes from being in the comedy scene. These are all comedians. I'm also really biased because I've loved Pop-Tarts all my life too. So like that does live in me.
You do love Pop-Tarts.
Specifically wild berry flavor. Blueberry's all right. Cherry's okay. Strawberry's a little bland.
I just know the budget was $70 million. Why the fuck does that movie need to cost $70 million? For that stupid ravioli star thing that they made? That's where all the money went? For that dumb CGI? Or the terrible pastel color scheme of the fucking movie? Where do you see the production value in that movie? Like, where's the production quality? Like, I don't understand it.
It has a mid-tier charm in the sense that, like, there's nothing outstanding about it visually, but the fact that it still exists on camera, and call it nostalgia too, because, like, that's how we always depict the 50s and 60s, right? Like this haphazard playground with some polish on it. You know, it is what it is. I'm not saying it's a great film or anything, but it definitely inspired me to revisit that premise, because I was just like, other films do this, like today. Like, regardless of how successful this film is financially, you know, it did it, which means that, like, there is still a conversation for those types of pieces. Kind of like in the very opposite direction, but There Will Be Blood, where it's mostly one character who interacts with different characters throughout the story.
I'd say it's like a VeggieTales version of Air. Like, two massive companies going against one another, but take out all of the drama and character building and conflict that Matt Damon has to go through for getting Michael Jordan signed to Adidas and not Converse or Nike.
Yeah.
And then just make it, like I said, a VeggieTale version where it's like neutered, it's not funny, the characters are unbelievable, and the comedy is dull as hell. And I don't know if I'm jaded or not. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me, dude. Because all these movies I've seen recently have not moved the needle for me at all. Like, don't find them funny, don't find them enjoyable, and, like, I don't know if that's just me as a person. I was looking on Reddit of, like, suggest movies from the last, like, 5 years that really stand out to you. And people were saying, like, Free Guy, which I hated. I just saw Hitman on Netflix, the new Linklater film, and I fucking love Richard Linklater. That movie sucked ass. And people were like, it's so good! On both sides, critics and audiences. And I'm just like, that movie did not do it for me. And I don't understand why I feel... Did you watch Hitman?
Not yet.
Nowhere compares to any of his earlier films.
I think Boyhood was the last thing I saw of his.
Well, he also did School of Rock, and that's like everyone's favorite fucking comedy from their youth.
I don't think I've seen enough of that film to count as saying I've seen it. I think I've seen like half of it.
You've never seen School of Rock in its entirety?
I mean, it would always like pop up on TV on and off.
Dude, that movie's fucking great.
I know.
What?
Like, I've seen the ending, I've seen the beginning, I've seen like bits and pieces in the middle, but...
Matthew.
For what it is worth, I don't want to say that that Unfrosted is unbiasedly comedic art by any means. It did honestly make me like laugh a couple times. It made me cringe some more. And there's just certain actors I'm just not genuinely a fan of, and this film may have not moved the dial on that. But I would say there's a good 15 minutes there where I'm like, throughout, I'm having a good time. So,
yeah.
But that was just my take on Unfrosted. Funny enough, footnote, I started revisiting the Sun Project, and immediately I was like, I don't even want to write about this anymore. So,
oh, no.
So I'm like, sorry I put you through all that.
It de-inspired you. I don't know, that's not a real word, but it uninspired you to make something.
Altogether, we've seen things not of this world and have proven ourselves capable of defeating them.
This feels weirdly biased that you've seen these movies and you're making the trivia game.
Oh, absolutely, because I feel like you've at least heard of all these movies.
Okay.
So I want to see how deep you can go into guessing the film.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
We're going to call this Movie Golf. You will get up to 6 trivia hints. We'll go from line of dialogue to year release, and then to production company, then log line, then director, then lead actor. If any production companies that are mentioned had the title in the name of them, I omitted those. I didn't really doctor any quotes, but any names that would have been the title of the film I left as blank intentionally, and I will explain that.
Gotta get these goddamn Off this goddamn plane.
You can't even say plane because that's
Oh, yeah.
the title.
Goddamn. Off the goddamn.
Okay, so with that,
Get off of me. Hey, just easing the tension, baby.
let's get into our first movie. All right, here's the line of dialogue. Maxine says the following line. I don't want to worry no more, Wayne. I deserve nice things. I have a cosmopolitan taste.
Give me another one. I don't know.
All right, Stroke 2. It was made in the year 2022.
Oh, wow. So I definitely probably haven't seen this one.
No, but the next hit might help you.
Okay, what's the next one?
Production companies involved were A24, Little Lamb, and Mad Solar Production.
Oh. Is it X?
You did it!
Feeling the flow. Working it.
I should have fucking known it was X right from you said Maxine. The only other movie with the Maxine is X or Pearl. But no, it's Pearl. I fucking should have known that. God damn it.
Did you see Pearl?
Yeah, I saw Pearl.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just move on.
Okay, sorry. Yep.
I never wanted you to feel jealous. It's an awful feeling, like a rot, the way it just twists and turns at your insides. I know that aching so well. I feel it whenever I see others whose lives come easy, because the truth is, I'm not really a good person. I had to put an accent on it to...
I feel like I know what it is. Where the Crawdads sing.
No.
Fuck! Okay, what's the next one?
2022 is the year it was released.
Okay, Where the Crawdads Sing came out in 2022, so that doesn't help me at all.
Well, you can guess again if you want.
No, yeah.
You want the production company?
Sure.
A24 and Little Lamb.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
Okay. You want the log line?
Are you fucking me here?
Do you want
Are you
the log
fucking
line?
me here? Is it Pearl? You fucking asshole! God damn it!
You heard it here first, folks. He's a fraud.
Oh
He's never
my-
seen Pearl.
I have. I just don't remember that exact line. That is a dirty trick. At least Maxine hasn't come out yet, so I know the next one's not fucking Maxine.
Let's keep moving, because I know we're creeping on time.
Cannot
here.
believe you son of a bitch.
You're acting like a damn fool.
It's from Dexter. And he says, you almost car burgled me to death.
What the fuck?
You almost car burgered me to death.
Car burgered?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
almost car burgered me to death.
Yes, car-burgered. You almost car burgered me to death.
And his character's name is Dexter?
Yes.
You almost car burgered me to death. That line, I have no idea. What's the next hint?
Yeah, the year it was released, 2023.
Alright. What's the production company name?
Paramount Pictures, Nickelodeon Movies, Artist for Artist, Awesomeness Films, Harmonious Claptrap, Jersey Films, Second Avenue, and Nickelodeon Productions.
So Nickelodeon and Dexter, does that mean it's like a fucking Dexter's Laboratory? No, it's Cartoon Network, right?
Is that your guess?
No. Good Burger 2.
Yeah!
Are
All
you
right.
fucking kidding me? Is that really
Yeah.
what it is?
That's what it was.
The only reason I guess that is because you said Nickelodeon and I know that it's on Nickelodeon. I can't believe you watched Good Burger 2. What is wrong with you, Matt? You could be watching good movies.
Like Good Burger. 1.
I can't believe the only reason Jesus Christ. Good Burger 2? That's the trivia? I'm doing this next week and I'm gonna give you the most fucked up movies. I'm gonna fucking bury you, motherfucker.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
Here's the quote for the next film. The character is called Joss.
Joss? Oh, God,
Joss.
okay.
Apparently, it was the hand of someone who could connect with the dead, right? So everyone wanted around him thought, let's just cut his hand off. White people shit, man, I tell ya.
Talk to me.
Good job.
You did an Australian accent and it's talking about a possessed hand.
Yeah, that was kind of a giveaway. I figured this was going to be the easiest tell out of all.
Yeah.
You know, the hand isn't in the name of the film, so I didn't want to be unfair.
It's fine. That's fair.
Yeah, but good on you.
You want a piece of me?
I want the whole thing.
Christian says this line in our next film. The Russians always knock 3 times. It's their way of telling us it's time to start paying attention, though I think that's just a superstition. Our guys just swing that shit open.
We just blow that shit open. All right, what's the next hint?
Year released was 2023. So you may as well get a guessing, because I don't think the next hint's going to help you.
The Machine.
No. Production company, LD Entertainment. Though, I will...
Oh, that helps.
What?
That helps.
It does?
No. Give me another hint.
Hopefully this will help. Tensions flare in the near future aboard the blank 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 as a conflict breaks out on Earth. Reeling, the U.S. and Russian astronauts receive orders from the ground. Take control of the station by any means necessary.
I still don't know what it is. ISS.
Good job. You got it.
Okay.
There you go. Good shot.
That's the only thing it could have been, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know anything about that movie, but that's the only thing that would make sense.
And I gotta say, it was alright. It was interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Jackass! This guy sucks.
So here we go. Next movie. Cynthia Uttram?
Uttram? I don't know.
Uttram. Cynthia Uttram. She says, "Bring me the shredder."
Okay. Bring me the shredder. Cynthia Uttram, bring me the shredder. No fucking idea.
Okay, year was made 2023.
Cynthia Uttram, bring me the shredder.
You should be guessing though.
Okay, Tar.
I'll give you one more guess because you didn't guess the other time as well.
So it's not Tar.
It's not Tar.
I have no idea. What's the next hint?
Production company, Image Comics, Mikros Animation, Nickelodeon Animation Studios, Nickelodeon Movies, Paramount Pictures, and Point Grey Pictures.
So it's a Nickelodeon movie.
Yes.
I don't know Nickelodeon.
I don't know Nickelodeon either. It just
yes,
popped
you
up on
do.
my
You
feed.
love the Angry Beavers.
I'll tell you this much. I don't know this IP any more than you do. I'm willing to bet.
So then I probably have no idea what it is.
You've definitely heard of it.
I've heard of this IP.
At least the IP. I don't know about the movie.
Hey Arnold?
No. The logline is... The blank blank work to earn the love of New York City while facing down an army of mutants.
The fucking Ninja Turtle movie?
Which one?
I don't know what it's fucking called. Like the one that has like the Puss in Boots new animation to it. It's the fucking Ninja Turtle movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I'll give you a half point and end it on that one.
I saw it. Yeah, actually it was fun.
Dude, that midway fight scene montage where they're trying to get all the clues together, that
Yeah.
was so brilliant.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I actually appreciate. I actually kind of liked it.
Jackie Chan was hilarious in it.
Oh, he played.
He was Splinter.
Splinter, right? Yeah, that was pretty good.
The milking of the nipples every time they came out. I'm like,
yeah.
At first it was like cringe teenage humor, I thought, but they owned it.
No, yeah, it was actually pretty good. It kind of reminded me of that new Spider-Man, Miles Morales movie.
Yeah, very much. I think it takes a lot of inspiration from a movie like that.
Son of a bitch, Paul, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Let's move on to the next one. Here's the line. Sonny says this. You know what? Sal wanted to go to Wyoming. I had to tell him it's not a country. He doesn't know where Wyoming is. See? I'm with a guy who doesn't know where Wyoming is. You think you got problems.
Sonny?
Sonny, Sonny.
Is that Dog Day Afternoon?
Fucking yeah, it is. Oh, good on you, man.
I haven't seen the movie since I was like 14 years old, and I remember that.
It's been on my radar since college. And
Yeah,
I just,
Dog Day Pictures? Come on.
I know. I'm the worst.
Thank God I was right on that one.
I thought it was really fun and clever, and it definitely has this like bottle production vibe to it, but it is so much money going into like all those extras and everything, I bet.
That actor John Cazale or whatever, the guy who played Sal.
Yeah.
He was so fucking good, man. He was such a good actor. He died of cancer like 2-3 years after that movie came out, I think.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, so let's move on. Good job, man.
Thank you.
See, I know I got a couple oldies you like.
Yeah.
He was out of line. His behavior is completely unacceptable.
Here's our next one. The quote is from Brian Brown Easley. Wait. That's all I've been told is to wait. What do I need to do to get the attention I need right now? And he also had a lot more, urgency to the delivery in the film.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to wait. So can you say that one more time?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's okay. A lot of waiting here.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll cut down the waits by 3.
That's the character's name?
The character's name is Brian, and then last name Brown Easley, Easley. There's a hyphen between those two.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. Wait. That's all I've been told is to wait. What do I need to do to get the attention I need right now?
I don't know. Give me the next.
Okay. Well, guess something?
I can't. I don't know. I have nothing.
2022.
Next hint.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Salmeria Productions, Little Lamb, Upper Room Productions, and Epic Magazine. Those are the production companies.
I'm not gonna next hint. I can't think of shit. I don't know.
You're killing me.
I'm sorry.
Logline. A Marine war veteran faces mental and emotional challenges when he tries to reintegrate into civilian life.
Is Channing Tatum in it?
No.
Because this is the movie with him and the dog. Which
that counts
as
a guess. I'm moving on to the director. Okay. You fucking cheat.
I was just talking out loud.
All right. Abdi Damiris Coburn is the director.
This is a cruel one, man.
I think this last one might help you.
Yeah.
John Boyega, Nicole Behair, Salinas Leva.
John Boyega, he's the guy from Force Awakens?
That's the guy.
Force Awakens.
No, it was in the spirit after watching Dog Day Afternoon. I had this film on my list called Breaking, which is a guy who holds a bank hostage.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Just 2 different types of tones entirely. Like
okay, I would have never got that. I have no idea.
Here's our next film. The quote is from Adam Jones. People eat because they are hungry. I want to make food that makes people stop eating.
Pig.
That would be good. That's a good guess, but no.
Fuck!
The year is 2015.
I know this movie.
You might.
Oh, dude, this is so frustrating because I know I can picture this fucking quote.
Yeah.
Give me another hint.
3 Arts Entertainment, double feature films, and Pea Pie films.
That means nothing to me. Another hint.
Adam Jones is a chef who destroyed his career with drugs and diva behavior. He cleans up and returns to London, determined to redeem. What did you say?
Burnt?
Good job.
Suck my white ass ball!
I never seen that movie.
It was all right.
I recognize that quote from the trailer then, I guess.
Moving on to the next one. Jurgis.
Why do I know that character name?
The quote is, I always knew there was life after death.
It's a very broad quote.
I know. But I think there's a chance you might have seen this movie. Like, there's a decent chance. It's a sci-fi.
Give me the next hint. God damn it.
The year was 2019.
Jurgis, dude. That's so fucking familiar. Jurgis or Jargis?
Jurgis? Maybe it's Jurgis?
Vespa?
No.
Fuck! Okay.
All right. Participant, Light Fuse and Getaway, Amblin Partners, and DreamWorks Pictures.
It doesn't...
You want the next hint?
Sure.
Set in a Chicago neighborhood nearly a decade after an occupation by extraterrestrial force.
Yeah, I have no idea what this movie is.
You want the director? Rupert Wyatt. And the cast, this might help you. John Goodman, Ashton Sanders, and Jonathan Mayers.
John Goodman?
Yeah, John Goodman.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the next hint?
That's it. That's all the hints.
What's the movie?
It was Captive State.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that movie before.
Yeah. Well, it's a sci-fi film. That's why I thought you might have seen it.
This is pathetic.
All right, here we go. The quote is from Dr. Weir, W-E-I-R.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, using layman's terms, use a rotating magnetic field to focus a narrow beam of gravitons. These, in turn, fold space-time consistent with Weyl-Tenor's dynamics until the space-time curvature becomes infinitely large and you produce a singularity.
I don't know, Interstellar?
It's a good guess, but no. The year was 1997. So this is a little bit ahead of its time, but like totally not anywhere as like good as Interstellar.
It's not, I don't know, Contact?
No, it's not Contact. Good guess though. All right, next one is production companies: Paramount Pictures, Goler Productions, and Impact Pictures.
1997.
Yeah.
Event Horizon.
Good job. That's it.
For real?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, when I was 8 or 9.
Oh my gosh. Mona Weiserman. She says, "You've been going around your whole life asking, if I do this, will I avoid this? As if you don't have the mechanism." She's condescendingly talking down on this person.
Mona Weissman?
Mona Wasserman. Wassermann.
I don't know. Give me the year.
2023.
Okay, so I probably haven't seen it.
Maybe not. You want the company?
Sure, like that helps.
A24.
Of course.
Access Entertainment.
Uh-huh.
IPR.VC. MTL, Grande Studios, and Square Peg.
Bottoms?
No.
I don't fucking know.
Following the sudden death of his mother, a mild-mannered but anxiety-ridden man confronts his darkest fears as he embarks on an epic, Kafka-esque odyssey back home.
What the fuck is Kafka-esque? Like Franz Kafka, the writer?
Yeah. You know, whenever shit gets really weird and trippy and shit. That's usually Kafkaesque. Also with tragedy. There's always tragedy with Kafka.
It's the next hint.
The director?
Yeah.
Ari Aster.
Oh, God. Bo is not afraid. Or Bo is afraid. Bo is
afraid. That's the whole point of the quote.
It's about time.
Hey, it is about time. I mean, I just couldn't get the ball in the hole. I wanted to, but I just couldn't do it.
I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth my time.
It's just like him jacking off the entire time. Like the director. I love Hereditary. It's like one of the best, I think one of the most recent best movies ever made. Probably one of the best horror movies ever made. I like Midsommar. It was okay. Like pretty good. It was really good. It was good.
Yeah.
Bo's not afraid. Like he needs, directors get, like they keep getting yes men in their ear and like they just keep thinking everything they do is gold. And they need some people to be like, no, that's shit. Make it better. Like there's more you could do here.
He's laughing. He's having a good time. Good for you. Yeah, laugh it up. Enjoy your night.
Our last film. I don't think I should give you the character name. So I'm just going to give you the quote. "You fabulous thing. You crawled out of a pitless grave.
Furiosa.
Deeper." There it is.
Did you watch Mad Max Fury Road yet?
No, I'm seeing that next Friday. So in like 5 days, I have a theater that's playing it, and Steve's gonna join me because it's in.
There's
between
a theater
him.
that's playing it.
Yeah, because those are my conditions. Only in a theater.
So just
will I
by
watch.
chance that it's playing in a theater.
Well, I think it's partially because it's the 10-year anniversary, and it was there in spirit of Furiosa.
Dude, oh my God, you're gonna have such a good time. That movie's
I'm gonna
so
see it in
fucking
theaters,
good.
but there's a caveat. This theater, and this is the only showtime, it is in 3D.
Oh, that sucks.
But apparently the reviews say it's a good 3D for film for what it is. And I'd much rather be a good 3D than a bad 3D film because I can't not see this. So I'm pumped.
It's an amazing movie.
Now you've had enough.
Bitch.
That was our pilot run at Movie Golf.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you liked it?
I love movie trivia, so it's like one of my favorite things to do.
Gotcha.
We've seen things that no one has seen before. They can't take that away from us.
All right, so you want to talk about Nominated for a quick minute?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to.
All right, let's talk about it. So this is from the very first round of films, which we made over the course of a weekend.
Oh, I was sure to add Made in 48 Hours in the credits, by the way. Like, the last thing you see in the credits is, like, shot and edited within 48 hours or whatever, or produced in 48 hours.
So how did you come up with the idea for that?
I got a fisheye for my phone lens, like a fisheye lens for your phone from like years ago for Christmas, like 2015, 2014, or whatever it was. And just for some random ass reason, I pulled it out, and it was for the old iPhones. Like I have like a newer iPhone, but for the old iPhones, it fit properly. And for some random ass reason, I just thought it'd be funny to put on my new phone, and it gave this really weird distorted look. I was like, oh, that's kind of awesome. I want to somehow use that.
Yeah.
And then we came up with this breakneck film race. I was like, oh, maybe I could use that for that. So I was laying in bed, and I just thought about like this guy seeing different realities that he was not in some kind of weird experiment thing, and he had to find some kind of strange thing, and they kind of just organically grew from there. And I honestly like didn't know until I was typing it out. I was like, I guess me being an editor, I'm in a room and I'm always seeing someone else's perspective. And I'm always looking for a problem in these edits. And I kind of think that's where the idea came from. I feel like it's me on a device, whether it be that helmet that's right up there in the movie or me on this computer right now. I'm using it as like a vessel to see something else. Whether I'm editing a commercial, this video, that video, I'm the one in control, kind of manipulating what I can see and looking for a problem. And then I have my producer or my boss being like, what is this? Do you see this? What we're looking for this. And I realized, I guess that's where the idea came from, being an editor.
Interesting.
I was like sitting here writing the script, and I came up, I was like, I want him to be wearing this fucked up helmet with wires coming out of it.
The one that's behind you. Yeah,
the one that's behind me. And she had just gotten a sewing machine for Christmas the year prior or whatever. And I was like, she was like, oh, let's use this styrofoam maybe. And I was like, yeah, let's paint it. She's like, oh, what do you want? I was like, let's paint it like a rusty orange, and put these like wires into it, and like we collaborated on that. And then her stepdad always wanted to act in something. So I was like, oh, he'd be like a good like asshole monitoring scientist guy. So I came up with that idea of him being this like monitoring guy. And I wanted my roommate Max to act in it as well, but he got COVID. So I was like, all right, Max, here's a script. Film this upstairs on your phone. And that's the intro to the movie. Him coughing. He had fucking COVID, so he's coughing. I was like, say these lines, and he did the lines really good. And then, I don't know, man. Honestly, none of my breakneck films I have, like, other than, none of them I've had kind of, like, glints of ideas, but nothing ever like, oh, that's what I'm going to do. It kind of, I'm just like, usually like up until the like week before, I'm just like, I have no fucking idea what I'm gonna do. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm gonna blow it. I'm gonna look like an idiot. And then like the day of, I'm like, oh, okay, this will work.
I mean, that's the only way you could really go into this stuff.
I know
those prompts, they could really throw off the creative juices. Like I remember the first race I did. I came into it with higher expectation. Well, I came in the expectation that I'd have at least someone helping me, and that did not happen. And
gotta go solo, brother.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta go solo. And it's good to think of ideas, like think of maybe a handful of good ideas beforehand, but like also get ready to trash them once you get those prompts for you to be able to think off the top of your head. I think it's just so essential, and I think it's a critical thinking skill that applies to making anything on set. Just because you hit so many roadblocks, even on the big things that you do pre-pro for.
Well, I think what we're doing is like we're running with weights on. We're training with weights.
Yeah.
So meaning like we're training with these massive weights on us to then when we actually are going to perform, we take the weights off and it's easier. You know, like when baseball players get ready to like swing at whatever the bat, they have the weighted bat because it makes it like you're going to be able to do this better. Like once you take these restrictions off of you, you're like, oh shit, now I can really shine. And like that's the point of these projects for me. It's like we are crafting our skill, crafting our writing, crafting our producing, directing, editing, whatever. Excuse me. We're crafting all this to like prepare us for what we essentially end up wanting to make, like a feature-length film or a series or whatever. So I look at the things that we're doing as like a really crucial exercise that I'm fucking just so stoked that this is something that me and you and Steve somehow came together on. Cause like to say that like I've sat around like wanting to make a short film for the last like couple of years. I didn't know that you could push yourself to make one on a $0 budget and still have it come out better than you expect.
I think that's the best way of putting it, truly, because Even if it's totally terrible, there's always a lesson to learn from it. And to learn a lesson on a production that takes up 7 days of your time, and not the entire week anyways, like when you get around to it, like that is so much more invaluable than being like, I need every film I need to make needs to be perfect, because that is a terrible trap. And I've fallen for it at one point. I see other friends fall for it at times. You've fallen it for it. Everyone who wants to be a good filmmaker will think it's like a ratio thing. And I think it is in the opposite effect. I think it's the more you do, just the better you get, and the more people will see you make things, you know?
Yeah, it helps. It definitely helps me. It helps me with basics that I maybe don't practice enough, like even like blocking, or like, you know, like I'm never on camera, but I do everything for my films. I do camera, I do audio, I do sound, I do, you know, I mean, Alex helped me with the props, but for the most part, I do everything. And it's just a good lesson.
Do you have a favorite quote in that movie off the top of your head?
From Nominated?
Yeah, from Nominated. Like something that just sits with you, or you're like, huh, all right, maybe I'm a little more clever than I thought. Well, I'll tell you one that stands out to me, and that's how you used, I was once arrested in Sri Lanka. Because it just feels like your character is really just trying to find any reason why he's in trouble.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to look for it.
So the best line was a line you didn't write, I think.
I wrote that line.
Oh, shit.
That was my line.
Man.
That was my prompt.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of totally doesn't match the tone of the rest of the movie, but like, fuck it, whatever, it's fun.
Yeah.
I left it. I was considering cutting it out for the festival submission, but I'm like, fuck it, I'll leave it in there.
I don't think a lot of these prompts ever feel ham-fisted. Like, we may know why they're said, but like if a newcomer watches them, that's probably not the reason why they're going to walk away, if they're going to walk away.
Yeah.
You know, so.
No, I don't know. I'm just proud of Nominated. I'm just surprised that I was able to make it in 2 days, and that, I don't know, I really love that weird fisheye effect that I did. It was fun. And like the sound design of it sounded like it's cranking. I don't know. I just it was a fun project, and I'm happy that I was able to make it, and I'm happy that this film race like inspired me to make something of that level, and just, you know, I'm psyched on it. And like, I honestly I would have never made that film without you and Steve, like pushing me as like a filmmaker or whatever, but like also just like as like my, you know, as my peers or whatever, like wanting to live up to your guys' expectations. Mm-hmm. And wanting to like be on the level of what you guys can make, because I know you're both really talented. So it was I don't know, it was a really awesome experience, and I'm really happy with how it came out. So thank you for wanting to highlight it a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. For all we know, this might make a fun little featurette thing down the road for it. You know, it's
with me looking like this with a fucking captain hat on, drinking a Michelob Ultra that's not even mine. Yeah.
But is this not the most quintessential?
That's true. That's
Sack jumper.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. In personal film-related news, I submitted my first film for the Breakneck Film Challenge, nominated to a film festival.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, hey, I mean, that's the first step, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, fuck it. It was pretty cheap. It was like, I guess it was actually normal deadline, so it was like $35 for a short.
Is your plan to kind of just set a budget for these things, or just sort of see what film festivals pique your interest for this film over the course of a year and throw it at it?
I'm looking for the more like obscure, indie, gritty, sci-fi horror festivals, because I think that kind of matches at least my style for the zero budget short films I've been making recently. Maybe not my last one, that was more animated comedy, but certainly for Nominated. So I looked at like, it was like it's the Atlanta Horror Film Festival, which I heard is it's like kind of like an indie punk rock kind of film festival. So I was thinking like, also, you know, Slam Dance, because we watched a couple short films at Slam Dance where I'm like, I feel like the films we've made are better than that. So not to be an asshole, but whatever.
No, but you know.
So yeah, I'll probably do Slam Dance. I'll do Atlanta. I want to do Fantasia.
Where's Fantasia?
I don't know. I think it's probably in Canada.
Okay, I've never heard of it.
But it's a big like sci-fi, fantasy, horror. Yeah, it's in Montreal, Quebec.
Okay.
Just a few that I'm looking at. A Smodcast festival, Kevin Smith's film festival in New Jersey. You know, it's not too far away from me. But he has weird requirements. It has to be like, it can't be more than 2K, which I'm like, why not?
In terms of the budget?
No, in terms of like the resolution.
Oh, I see. Because it's kind of going for more of that vintage.
I don't know. I thought it was a weird requirement.
I mean, you could always downsize it.
I know. It's just like because it's through Film Freeway, so you upload one file and submit that to different festivals. But like I can replace it with like a lower resolution file, but then I'm like, that means I'm not giving a 4K version to this festival or that festival or like. So I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. You want to get the best version of it out there.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it really takes off and
Thanks, man.
start building that audience. The first step.
Yeah, I just want to start getting my name out there as a writer director. So fuck it, I got to do something, right? Like
exactly.
We've been making these, so we've made 4 short films in 8 months, which is like, I never fucking imagined I could do that.
Yeah, we haven't even done this for a full year, and we have more short films to our names, love them or hate them, than we've had in the last, for me, 6 years, 7 years. That was everything I want to talk about. Maybe in future episodes we'll explore films more. We just had too much fun playing movie golf, that's all.
That was so much fun, dude.
Yeah. If you're watching this, thanks for watching and liking and doing all the cool things by appreciating our production value. If you liked listening to us do this fun stuff, we're gonna try to make it a bi-weekly thing one of these days. But until then, watch all our short films on the Breakneck Film Race that have been made by us and fun, enthusiastic filmmakers. And give it a like. People like the likes. I like the likes. I appreciate the likes.
You know what's funny? I think our last podcast thing that we did has more views than any of our short films that we made.
That's great. Wait, you mean the only one that's aired?
Yeah, that's frustrating. Okay. That's frustrating as fuck. The only reason we're making these podcasts is to go buddy with our fucking short films that nobody's watching. Mine have the least amount of views. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong? Come on.
The podcast can make us money, Zach. It's a talk.
You gotta shit about making money. I just want to make my fucking movies.
Use the money to make the movies.
Every single one of my 4 shorts has cost me $0 fucking.
But don't you want to eventually step it up in some regards?
No, I like being challenged that I can make a fucking short film. My camera's dying.
Okay. Well, thank you all again for watching.
Thank you, Matt. This is a wonderful fucking podcast. I have a great fucking time. I sound like an idiot and an asshole and a fucking loser, but I sincerely enjoy what we do, and I never want to change anything. I want to keep doing this till I'm fucking dead. Thank you for listening.